Today I thought I would go over a few common moves that I use in a lot of my programs and how to modify them. So I use a lot of plank variation exercises, but if you're a beginner or if you just have a weak core, sometimes those movements can be difficult. So I want to show you guys how you can modify them and still keep them in your program. And I want everyone to hear me. There is no shame in the game of modification. I tell my clients all the time, I would much rather you modify a move and use good form than try to do something that's too difficult, do it incorrectly, and risk injury. So sometimes you have to regress a movement in order to progress in that movement. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the moves that I like to use in my programming. So here you have a plank on extended arms. You can modify by going down to your forearms, maintaining that straight line, and then you can modify further by doing it elevated. Here you have plank jacks. You can modify by just doing a tap out to the side, or you can further modify it by elevating again. Next, we have the plank with a shoulder tap. And then you can, again, modify it by elevating. Next, we have a plank on extended arms with a reach. You can modify by dropping down to the forearms and reaching out ahead of you, or even just sliding that hand and tapping the ground. And then you can further modify again by performing it elevated. The next one is a mountain climber. And you can modify these by just slowing it down and tapping the ground or pulling the knee in. And you can further modify by elevating and either jogging it out or just lifting the leg. These are plank walk-ups, which you can perform on the ground, or again, you can elevate this move to make it slightly easier. You do want to make sure on all of these that your hands are under your shoulders or your elbows, whatever you're doing. This is a renegade row that I am doing with dumbbells. You can modify by not using dumbbells and just using your body weight, concentrating on really squeezing at the top of that arm lift. And you want to focus on not twisting and rotating as much as possible. And you can further modify by doing these elevated again. I hope that helps.